Okay, hey, here we are looking at section 10.5. We are looking at scientific notation, and scientific notation is basically a way to write a number that is really, really big, like really, 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 really big number, but writing it easier in an easier way, if that makes sense. Um, so here's what it looks like. Okay, you have a factor, which is this number out front. It has to be between 1 and 10 for it to be correctly written in scientific notation. And then you have a power with a base 10, and together we call it scientific notation. Okay. Now, why is scientific notation helpful or relevant or necessary? Well, here's why. I'm going to give you a example. So, turns out that the sun is 92 million miles away from the Earth. So I'm going to start with that, 92 million miles. And what if, for some reason, you wanted to know how many inches the Earth is from the sun? Well, that's a really, really, really big number. Let's do a little math here. There's 5,280 feet in a mile. So I'm going to multiply this times 5,280, which is already a huge number. So that's how many feet we're looking at between here and the sun. There's 12 inches in a foot. So let's multiply by 12, and I get this number, 5.82912 e to the 12. When I see that e plus 12, that's telling me right there, even the calculator's too lazy to write out that entire number. That's scientific notation, e plus 12. Now, calculators like to use that e in there for their scientific notation, but in the land of math and algebra, etc., we use times 10 to the 12th power, just like I just saw over here, times 10. Anyways, so this number here is the same thing as, this is what it would look like in standard form if I were to write it like as a one really big giant number. And this is like the scientist, like lazier, faster way to write that number. Okay. And we'll learn specifically how to write numbers in scientific notation in 10.6. But for now, I just want you to know how to identify numbers that are written in scientific notation. And so for that reason, I have two examples for you. So here's two numbers. Is this number written correctly in scientific notation? Well, does it have a factor between 1 and 10? Is 5.9 between 1 and 10? Yes, it is. So we're good there. Is it also multiplied by a power of base 10? And yes, it is. This one looks great. That's absolutely scientific notation. Now, B, I'm noticing this factor out front, it's less than 1. It's not between 1 and 10. So that's not scientific notation. Okay. All right. So if you can correctly identify numbers written in scientific notation, then you're in good shape. Next section, we're going to learn how to write them in scientific notation. Okay. Bye-bye.